Ciaran Blair, evaluating Billy. Evaluating Billy, Ciaran Blair.
Contest Chair, evaluating Billy's icebreaker. Billy, it was your icebreaker tonight, and you did a fantastic job. The objectives were simple: 4 to 6 minutes, and tell us about yourself. Unfortunately, you spoke for 18 minutes. You should have stopped when the light went red. And when our timer behind waved his white hanky, you should have got the message. But it's your first speech. We make allowances for that. We got to know a lot about you and your family, your 12 brothers and sisters, their husbands, their wives, their partners, and significant others. But maybe too much detailed information. For example, we really need to know about your sister Una's daughter, Maeve, who's on a sports scholarship in Providence, Rhode Island, studying Aztec culture and is going to marry a bald gynecologist in Edinburgh next year. Probably not. Just too much information. And I think I speak on behalf of everybody here tonight, Billy, when I say that we all hope your grandmother makes a full recovery. We know the gallbladder and we have but we're delighted that she's sitting up today and having smoked salmon sandwiches brought in by another one of your relations. Again, too much information. And I wasn't surprised to hear that she's on the VHI Plan D. Just too much. But the structure of your speech, if I may say so, was absolutely excellent. You started at the beginning using a time structure when you fell out of the pram when you were 3 years old and you threw your Mickey Mouse rattle on the floor that your Auntie Rita, I think it was, who gave you. And you put this little incident into a group of incidents and accidents, 10 in all, if I remember, that showed that you're clearly very accident prone. And then unfortunately you tripped and your brown, stussy kind of suede shoes, they didn't particularly go well with your beautiful pinstripe suit, so drew attention to that. And as you tripped over your lace and fell, you shouted out, and I thought the volume and the pitch as you screamed out were excellent. But in Toastmasters, we try not to use the F word. So that's just a little thing to look at. We learned a lot about your father and your mother. Your father, the grave digger, I think, is said from Kells before the JCB was invented. And your mother, a funeral undertaker from Navan. And I loved your touch of humour when you said to your careers teacher, I don't care what kind of a job I have, as long as it's not a dead-on job. I presume the humour was intended. You told us a lot about your girlfriend, Betty, who was later to become your wife. You told us about your first kiss. You told us about your first close dancing together. And you went on to give us quite a lot of detail about what you did up in a car park near Iron. Now, I thought there was just too much sexual content in that, though I did notice some of our older members, like John Miller, that seemed to enjoy it really quite a lot. So that went very well. Now, it was nice that you got married, and we were all delighted with that, but it was just a pity that 2 years later you were in marriage counselling. And I'm glad now that that has worked out and that you're back out of the spare bedroom. Because it must have been lonely in the spare bedroom with that dog of yours, I think you called it, Cuddles. So it's good that everything is now restored back to normal. Now I just must return to your speech, which was too long. We were expecting about 700 or 800 words spoken at this kind of pace. Now, I know you're a trainee auctioneer, but we didn't want to hear you speaking really, really fast. I think we got about 3,000 words all together, and it was all very fast and very, very quick. So you need to learn to slow down, and maybe to throw a few pauses into what you've got to say. And you have plenty to say, but you need a few pauses. I thought your hand gestures were particularly good. But be careful. When you referred to the two Jamaicans living next door to you who made a lot of jambalaya and played reggae music, it would have been better if you'd indicated two like that, rather than just a simple thing. You have some lovely touches of humour. I liked when you referred to your boss as having as much charisma. Not charisma wasn't the exact word you said. As exciting, I think, is what you said, as a wet wick at a firework display. I just love that expression. And I liked your use of the trio and alliteration where Betty fell off the donkey on the beach in Malahide and she dropped into a pile of dirty donkey doo-doo. But you said that very fast. If you had said pause and she fell into dirty donkey doo-doo, it would have been better. The last thing I'd just like to mention, you use the stage very, very well. But when you're walking around in a figure of 8, as you did for your 18 minutes, it means that your back is turned to the audience quite a lot. Now, at one stage you did stop and that was good, but I actually think it was because Ciara, who's sitting just there, was wearing a very short skirt. You know what I mean? She didn't have varicose veins, but she had long legs. I just thought you were attracted into that. So my recommendations for you in the future are, remember, 110 words a minute. So 6 minutes of 110, that's what you should start out with. You've got huge potential in this club as a speaker. So the very best. I look forward to your next speech, Bill.